Hello and welcome to another video. And in today's video, I'm gonna run through my setup, do a little kit tour, microphone tour, and whatever drum stuff related tour. So I'm gonna start at the drum set, and then I'm gonna work my way down. So we're gonna start up here with the drums themselves, up here at the top. So we're gonna talk about these cymbals. We're gonna go left to right. So left, the very far left, we got Peisty 14-inch hyper hats. So these are what I'm using right now on the set because they're got a very defined chick sound when it's closed. But when and also when you actually chip it, it's got a really nice chick, but it's very a very loud and very piercing and really cuts through for live stuff. So that's why I'm using this set of hats, practicing for my show coming up in 7 days because I'm filming this on the 1st. Over here we have a 17-inch Peisty Rock Crash. By the way, this is what I'm using for my MCLM stuff, so that's what I got on the drum set right now. So a 17-inch Peisty Rock Crash. Peisty Alpha Rock Crash, my bad. And this is Peisty Alpha Hyper Hats. And 2 Slipknot cymbals, whatever, I don't care. I use this because it's just, again, it cuts through and it's thick and it's really defined. Right here we have a Sabian 6-inch ice bell. And it's just my accent bell. Like most people that have a splash, I have the Sabian ice bell. This is actually a crash cymbal. This is an 18.5-inch Vault Explosion Crash, Sabian, obviously, and I use it as a ride because it's really thick. And MCLM, we don't really want pingy rides and a little bit washy, but it's still got nice bell definition, even though it's got this super small bell. Sometimes I miss it, but it definitely got a nice bell sound. Then this is just an extension of this. This is just a little bit more washy and lower pitched. Over here is my favorite China of all time, the 19-inch AA Sabian Holy China. This thing is absolutely insane. I freaking love it. I also have the 17-inch and the 12-inch version of this cymbal because I just love it so much. Now, aside from what's on the drum set right now, I'm going to tell you guys about the other cymbals. So the first cymbal that is on my drum set that I'm going to show you guys is one of my favorite splashes of all time, the Sabian HHX Evolution Splash. It's a nice thin splash, and it sounds exactly what you would think a splash sounds like, but yeah, you can see it's really thin and just almost trashy a little bit, but definitely got the nice splash sound in there. And Dave Weckel's signature. A ride cymbal I commonly use is this this ride cymbal. This is the first ever ride cymbal I had. It's a Sabian ride cymbal, but as you can tell, there's no logo, so I don't know which Sabian ride cymbal it is. My guess is it's one of like the beginner ones. Probably a B8 Pro in my opinion, but there you see like remnants of what maybe was a logo. I don't know what that is, but yeah, this is the first ever ride cymbal I ever got. Really thick, kinda crashable, but it's mostly, I like it for its bell. Got a really nice defined bell sound for stuff that we do in MCLM. The next cymbal on the list is this Sabian AX Thin Crash, and unfortunately this crash cymbal, if I can find the crack, because sometimes it hides, there it is cracked. So let's put this on the camera. It's right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. You can see it a little bit, but yeah, this is one of my favorite crash cymbals. But now that it's got the crack in it, it honestly kind of has this like rivet sound to it, and I kind of like that. But it's definitely one of my favorite crashes. I need to get another one, but I've been wanting to switch from I used to play only Peisty, so I've been wanting to switch from Peisty to Sabian. And now after I've had like an entire Sabian drum set for about a year and throwing my Peisties back on, I think I want to get into more of the Meinl cymbal stuff because Meinl makes great stuff, but I think I'm gonna also stick, with Meinl and Mine own Sabian, a little bit of Zildjian, but definitely one of my favorite crashes. I need to buy another one of those. AAX thin 17-inch crash. Next cymbal on the list is Sabian Thin Crash SR2. I got two of these. I really like the SR2s because it's like when you buy one, it's kind of surprising to get them in the box. Every single one is completely different. It's like buying a Wuhan China. So this one was a little bit thicker than the other one that I had. The other one I had was like extra thin. This one is like a medium thin, but it's also got a crack in it, and that really sucks because this was my favorite crash. Like this is one of my main crash for a while, but it cracked, and I got two of these. The other one's even. So this cymbal is my Sabian AAX Air Splash, and I usually stack it on top of my 12-inch Holy China, but it's very trashy. I don't really like it as a splash, but it's a good stacker cymbal. This here is one of the first ever splash cymbals I've ever gotten. And I never played it for a while because I didn't really like splashes when I first started drumming. I actually hated the concept of a splash. So it's still clean because it's been sitting in a bag. But this is a B8X Sabian 10-inch splash. And I use it sometimes, but it's not really my favorite splash. It's a little bit too thick. Here's a nice quick stack, the Sabian chopper. I like this thing. It's just super, it's super quick, and can double as like a closed hi-hat almost if you really tighten it down. So I really do enjoy this Sabian chopper. Here is the Sabian AAX Mini Holy China, and I usually stack this with the Air Splash, and I'll put the Air Splash upside down like this. It sounds good loose, it sounds good tight. It's an overall good stack, but I like this cymbal for pretty much anything. It is a great cymbal to definitely have in your effects cymbal arsenal. Now this is probably the last cymbal I'm going to show you guys because I don't really use much other cymbals. I'm only showing you guys the cymbals I use all the time, but these are usually my main hi-hats. This Sabian SR2 thin hi-hat top with a medium hi-hat bottom, and I've had these cymbals for 5 years now. Yeah, 5 years. So, and these things haven't cracked at all. They hold up well. They've been holding up through a beating. Obviously super dirty. I need to, I don't know, clean these, but yeah, these guys really are really durable, and they're a little bit softer, but they still have, and they're a little bit darker, but they still got a nice like crunch to them when you play them open. So I love these as main hi-hats. So right now I'm going to talk about the drums. So most of my drum set are these Tama Superstar Classic maple drums, and they're just really punchy, really attacky. But honestly, I'm not actually the biggest fan of these drums. I actually do 100% want to get an upgrade on these drums because yeah, I'm not feeling these drums. When I didn't really get a choice when I got this drum set, they were just given to me, and yeah, I'm not really feeling this drums. And then this rack tom, my 12-inch rack tom, it's right here. It was really making me mad. I could not tune it at all. I couldn't get it to sound good whatsoever, and then like when I would get it to sound good, it would just go out of tune in 2 seconds. It was really angering me. So I switched to one of my first ever rack toms that I got with my first drum set, and yeah, crappier, but not really. In my opinion, it sounds better and it holds its tuning. It's great. I love it, and it's a little bit shorter shell. I believe this is a 12 by I believe that this is a 12 by 10. And this is a 12 by 8, I'm pretty sure. So a little bit shorter in depth, and I like that. I can get my rack tom lower, and I like lower rack toms. And it matches the same height as my 10, so they like look symmetrical. I don't got the 10 on the drum set right now because I'm practicing for MCLM stuff. The snare I'm using, I was using the Tama Superstar that came with this drum set, but right now I think in moving on, I'm gonna use my 13 by 7 Pearl Joey Jordison signature snare. I love this thing. You make it super fat and it sounds great. You can crank it up and it sounds great. It's a great drum head. Or it's a great drum. So now we're going to talk about the drum heads. On the rack toms, I have Evan EC2 Frosted. I still wanted like a coated feel, like, but I also wanted a clear attack. And some of my drumming friends suggested I try out these Evans EC2 Frosted, and so far I'm happy with them. But I think that in the future, as I'm switching, I want to switch from Remo drum heads to Evans drum heads. And I only bought Evans for my 12, 14, and 16. So when I set up my big drum set after this next MCLM show, I'm going to have a couple of white Remo heads and a couple of these, and it's going to look terrible, but I really only got these because that's all I could afford. And I mean, this is my not my touring, but my gig set, so that's all I need. That's what I got on the toms. On the resonant side, I have a Remo Ambassador, and then on this I have like the stock Tama Batterhead that comes with the drum set. And oh, and I didn't even tell you what shell this is. This is I think it's called an atomic, or no, atom, not atomic, my bad. An atom drums. I have no idea what they are, but there's only one set of lugs on the bottom right here that say atom on it, and then this one is a lug. I don't know, the top set is different than the bottom set, but it works out, it's fine. So and then on the snare drum I have the Evans 300 snare side on there, and I really love that gets, in my opinion, more snare response than the Ambassador and the Diplomat. It's just, I love it a lot. And then on the top, I didn't buy a new snare drum head because I had an extra one, so I just replaced it with a remote controlled sound with the dot on the top. Remote control sound coming with the dot on the top. On the kick drum, on the resonant side, I actually have a marching bass drum head. It's the Evans MX5. I'm pretty sure it's either the MX5 or the MX7. I forget which one's the snare head and which one's the bass drum head. But that's what I got up there, and I just cut a porthole in it, and that's what I got right here. And then right here, I'm using the Evans EMAD with the big foam ring, and then just some Evans, the black Evans patches, and that's what I'm using for the kick drum. So with the hardware, I'm playing all Tama hardware. Sometimes there are some Gibraltar like clamps I throw in there, but mostly all Tama hardware. 100% Tama hardware on this drum set, with even the felts and cymbal toppers, all Tama stuff. So the pedals, I'm using the Speed Cobra 910 hi-hat and double kick drum pedal. The rest is the Tama Row Pro hardware. You've seen it a million times. The beaters I have on my Speed Cobras, I'm using the Danmar red beaters. They're made out of wood, and they just give you a nice punchy attack, and it really works for the style of music that I play. So the drumsticks I'm playing, I was playing with Vic Firth Thomas Langs for a while, but before that I was playing with the Vader Fatback 3As, and then and I just needed to switch, so I switched back to my Fatback 3As, and just like the feel of them. I had a bunch of nylon tips left over, so I'm like trying to get rid of those, playing with nylon tips only, but I'm switching to wood tips because the nylon tips are a little bit too pingy on the ride and the hats. So I like the wood tips more to get a tiny bit of a softer sound. So the microphones I'm using, the kick drum mic is the Shure Beta 58. I'm stupid. I don't know what it's called. I'll put what it's called on the screen right now. But the microphones I'm using, Shure 57 or Shure Beta 57A for the snare, the toms Audic Audix F10 and an Audix F12 for this floor tom, but F10s on all the toms. The overhead mics are AKG Perception 420s, and that's what I'm using for my overhead microphones. So I'm gonna show you guys right now my stick bag, because I actually have gotten questions from people at shows about what my stick bag is, because it's not like your normal oh crap, just knocked a bunch of stuff over. It's not like your normal stick bag, you know, Vic Firth bag with all that stuff in there. This is a Vic Firth bag, and it's the marching bag for marching snares is the one that I got, so I can put mine on my marching snare, because I like the double-sided ones, not the single, for my snare, and I just mount it right here in front of me whenever I drop a stick. Phew, just pull it out. Also, people ask me why I put my sticks in. They say, oh, they're upside down, but you know, my opinion is like when you grab it, you gotta grab it like this, or if you grab it out, you gotta flip it, and then you gotta like adjust on your stomach or whatever. So it's, if you grab it out, you gotta grab it out like that. But in my opinion, it's just easier just to go and just pull it out and then catch it, and then you can play whatever stroke you can, and it's just faster in my opinion. So now I'm gonna move on to cases. The cases I use are the Protector cases by Gator. My cymbal vault, my snare case. My pedals case is the Vic Firth pedals case. So now I'm gonna talk about what I use. So over here I have my laptop. It's a Lenovo IdeaPad, and gets the job done. It's no MacBook, but it does what I need it to do, and I put stickers on it. It looks cool. My DAW, I use Cubase Elements, which is pretty primal. I mean, I'm just learning how to use DAWs. I didn't want to spend too much money, so Cubase Elements, 50 bucks, works great. So that's what I use for my DAW. And then over here, I use the M Audio Fast Track Pro, and that's just what I use for my interface. It's pretty simple. And then I use the Behringer Eurorack Pro, and that all goes into the right side. And then in the left side, I have just the kick drum, and then all my XLRs go into a snake that's down there, so I don't have 40 XLRs running across my room. But you can see it's a little bit messy over here, and I got my brother's drums and jeans over there, so it's, you know, it's not a perfect place, but it's definitely what I just gotta work with, because I'm in my bedroom. So, but this is my aux percussion stuff I wanted to show you guys. This is my favorite cowbell. I was actually using it last night just for fun, but this is the LP Rock Ridge Rider, and it protects your cowbell. And this is just a really beefy cowbell. If you need any cowbell sound, this is definitely the cowbell I recommend for your cowbell needs. And also, occasionally, if I have my 14-inch snare out, I will be playing with that big fat snare drum on, because the only time I'm really using 14-inch snare is when I want something to be fat. And then, so at the end of this tour, I'm going to show you guys this new drum. I haven't really had a chance to use it too often, but this is a Tama Steelworks snare, and or Metalworks snare, I think is what they call it. And I just got it, and it's already scratched up, dude. That sucks, but nothing a little just like cleaning won't fix, right? But yeah, and on this I got the stock Tama bottom head and Remo Power Stroke P3 coated on the top, and that's what I'm using for that. And damn, I'm like dropping everything over here, dude. That's pretty much it. Drumming shoes I wear Vans, or I go barefoot. It really depends on, you know, for shows I usually wear Vans, but at home I usually just go barefoot. I don't worry about dirtying socks or anything like that. And then so right now I'm going to talk about my marching stuff, which I don't have any marching stuff in my house, but So the sticks I use are the ProMark Scott Johnson snare sticks for snare drum playing. For tenor playing, I use the Vickworth John Mapes tenor sticks. We use Evans System Blue drum heads on our drums, and we use the Pearl Championship drums. And that's all I gotta say about the marching stuff. So this is my drum set, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.